Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Hall County Sports. I'm your host, Gary Glenn. Well, we're going to jump right to it because we've got a lot of ground to cover in this one. This past Monday morning in the dark and cold, area basketball teams gathered at Free Chapel Worship Center at a Fellowship of Christian Athletes breakfast to hear a message from University of Georgia chaplain Kevin Chappie Hines. Now, it wasn't cold in there. It was pretty warm inside. Also, there was some personal testimony from West Hall's Lynn Jarrett and Gainesville's Todd Cottrell. Afterwards, I had a chance to chat with Cottrell about his team's 5-2 start and next week's Lanierland tournament. Todd, first of all, nice gathering this morning for everybody, all these competitors to get into one room, and I saw kids hugging one another. I'm sure a lot of them weren't on the same team, so they take it on the court, but off the court, they all know one another, don't they?
They certainly do, and it's a great thing. Great kids around here, good coaches, and Lanierland is a great tournament, and the FCA breakfast is a fantastic event.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the Red Elephants now. You already got a tournament title under your belt and have played, for the most part, pretty well, looks like.
At times we played pretty well, and at times we've got a lot of stuff we got to improve on. But really like this team. I like their makeup, like their competitiveness, and I think if we continue to improve, we can maybe make some noise in the tournament.
Well, let's talk about Lanierland. A lot later start for it this year. It's going to be Christmas week.
I think it's a great time for Lanierland. Everything's kind of calmed down. Basketball is the focus, and I think the kids will like it. We're out of school, so that gives them something to do. Hopefully the crowds will be really good because there's really good basketball in this area. You
think some of the kids maybe had plans to travel, though, and that might affect things, or is it sort of kind of going to work itself out?
I certainly hope it works itself out. It's before Christmas, which makes it, and then Christmas, I think this week is on a weekend,
yeah.
So that helps. And I think we finished on the Thursday before, so that gives everybody a couple days in the weekend to see relatives. But I think it's going to be great for our tournament.
Let's talk about your team once again. What's the strong point you got this year? I mean, I know you got athletes.
We have really good athletes. We need to improve on our skill. I really like our depth. I like our competitiveness. We're pretty athletic, but basketball's a skilled game, and we need to continue to improve our skills.
All right. Who looks like the favorite in Lanierland? Or is it going to be? I mean, I'm looking at some of these things, and it looks as wide open as it's ever been, particularly for the top 2-3 teams.
I think it's going to be wide open too. North Hall is the defending champions, and they're having a great year so far. I think they're second in the state. West Hall is fantastic. They didn't lose very many players from last year's team. East Hall's obviously really good. There's not a bad team in the tournament.
How you like your chances?
I like our chances. We got a tough road, but that's what makes it fun.
All right, Todd. Listen, Merry Christmas to you. Congratulations on a good start, and good luck to the Red Elephants.
Thank you very much. Now,
Cottrell's boys last week rated number 3 in the AAA boys rankings, and they fell to single A number 2 ranked Wesleyan 77-72 on the road. Quan Holcomb hit 6 3-pointers and finished with 24 points to lead Gainesville. The unbeaten and number 1 ranked Lady Wolves had their way with the Gainesville girls 74-35. Rebecca Webster with 12 points in the loss. But then Gainesville bounced back and swept Oconee County 39-38 girls in a squeaker, 56-47 boys. Webster again leading the Lady Elephants with 19 points, and Holcomb led the male members of the herd. He had 13 that night. We bring to the show now old buddy of mine, a fellow we've had on the show many times, Coach Manson Hill of the Lady Red Elephants. And Manson off to a 4-4 start now, including, and you said, I heard you saw the quote that said, we want to play tough people because it gets us ready. And you see, although it was single A, they were the number 1 team in single A.
Right. Out of the 9 A games we've played, 5 of them have been in the top 10. So we feel like we've been challenged. We've seen a lot of different types of presses, a lot of different types of styles of basketball. And we've already played, like I said, 5 great teams. In fact, all 8 teams we've played were in the state tournament last year. So we've been seeing, good, but we think that's how you teach young players how to grow. See what they need to work on, and it's better to find out what they need to work on now than it is like in March.
How's your depth and your health? There was a problem with that last year because you kept getting people hurt.
Right. We've played as many as 14 players in the game. Regularly, we're probably going to play somewhere around 8 to 10. The least we've played in the game so far is 8. Outside of Michael DeFore, who's been hurt most of the fall, our health is pretty good. We've got Kanika Coleman's coming back from knee surgery and doing well. She's only missed 1 game, and then Michael is struggling a little bit with her health, but we hope to get her back after Christmas or even before Christmas and get her back in good shape because she's our best outside player, so that would be good.
And Rebecca Webster apparently is playing pretty well for you.
Rebecca and our posts are playing great. Rebecca Webster and Kate Callahan are both being very productive and doing a great job. Rebecca's been close to averaging a double-double. You know, a lot of people asked, you know, what was going to happen when Jamie Carnes graduated,
right.
You know. But I knew Rebecca had it in her to step up and be that go-to inside player, and Kate does a great job. So we feel pretty good about our inside play.
All right, now let me let you handicap Lanier Land. Looks pretty wide open to me, Manson, both on the boys and the girls' side. That's what Todd said on the boys' side anyway.
I think it looks really wide open too. North Hall's got most of their players back from last year. They've struggled a little bit. I saw where they got beat by East Hall the other night. East Hall's got a good team. Chesley hasn't been beaten. Lynn Jarrett's team's been putting some good scores on the board. Johnson's improved. You know, whenever you do a list, Jason Gibson, the new coach from Jefferson, brings a great team.
Yeah, a little bit of a wild card there with Jefferson coming in.
You know, and they got a really good team. We played them this summer. They got a really good team, and so I know I'm leaving somebody out. I always do, but everybody's playing pretty good right now. So I do think it's going to be pretty open.
And your chances?
You know, we're in the group. I mean, we have a chance. You know, it depends on whether we. I know we'll play hard. We haven't had any problems with getting our team to play hard. Sometimes we don't protect the ball enough, or sometimes we don't shoot it well enough yet, and we're making strides for those kind of things. But we'll play hard. We'll really compete hard.
All right. Good luck to the Lady Elephants.
Thank you.
Manson Hill, head coach of Gainesville. Now, we talked about this just a minute ago, and we'd heard about it a couple of weeks ago, and it is confirmed this year's Lanier Land will not be a total Hall County affair. Former Lakeview girls coach Buster Brown did not feel it was productive to be the only Class Single-A school in the tournament, so he opted out. So Jefferson has been extended a 2-year commitment to play. New Lady Lions coach John Carrick says he'd like to be back in as soon as possible. On the court last week, Lakeview's boys beat Towns County 68-50 as Austin Pearson and Matascunas both scored 10 points. In other basketball, North Hall is rated number 2 in boys AAA and East Hall rated number 4 in Class AA. Well, last Friday, North Hall took a narrow 60-57 win over the Vikings. Candler Coker led the Trojans with a double-double, 15 points and 10 rebounds. J.C. Hampton led East Hall with 13 points, while Sterling Bailey of the Vikes just missed a double-double with 13 rebounds and 8 points. East Hall's girls earlier had taken a 69-58 win over the North Hall girls. They were led by Morgan Jackson's 23 points and Jasmine Jenkins' 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. Mary Kate Rushton had 18 points for North Hall. Number 3 ranked Chestatee girls stayed unbeaten with a 49-43 win over Union County. Peyton Robertson had 19 points and 9 rebounds, while fellow Young Harris commit Rachel Kelly had a DD, 11 points and 10 rebounds for number 3 ranked Chestatee. Johnson swept by Oglethorpe County 67-14 and 83-67 girls and boys. Caitlin Sloan and Kenesha Cooper had 14 apiece for the Johnson girls, while the Male Lights were led by Matt Hollis with 33 points and Ty Odom with 15 points and 20 rebounds. West Hall's boys beat White County 60-35. Dre Pooh scored 19 for the winners. The Lady Spartans lost by a skinny point that night, 40-39 on 2 late free throws, despite Amber Johnson's double-double, 15 points and 10 rebounds. West Hall's girls then late last week came from behind to beat Mountain View 38-30. Amber Johnson, 15 points for the Lady Spartans. Spartan boys that night lost by 2 points. Riverside beat Tallulah Falls and Chestatee. Tarvin Dukes had 16 in a 53-43 win and added 11 more in the 57-47 win over the War Eagles. Adrian Humphrey led RMA that night with 20. Austin Shea had a dozen in the win over Chestatee. And the Rise and Christian beat North Georgia Christian despite 20 points and 16 rebounds from Zach Penley. We got more Hall County sports for you right after this.